How are you? Happy Wednesday. I just wanted to come on today and really have a conversation regarding change. How do we handle change? Um, whether it's change in your life, change in your business. I would love to hear you guys really give me some tips about how you handle change. My name is Nicole Brown. I work with men and women who want to be the first entrepreneurial success in their family, even if they've been paralyzed by fear. We had an amazing weekend this weekend. We really dealt with some things about getting ready to walk through the door in 2024. Some of you guys are already beginning to make the change, beginning to change your mindset, beginning to really look at things a lot differently. Um, Today, I've been challenged in some things that trying to figure out, what do I need to do different? How do I need to reevaluate my businesses? What changes do I need to make? Um, in trying to get things moving again. Do I need to be more visible? Do I need to clone myself into three or four more people? Like when I tell you, I am really trying to figure out change and what direction I need to go in, like ASAP. Um, and so I would love to hear about, how do you change? How do you really reflect, taking time in your own business and really see, what could I have done differently? Should I have been more visible? Should I have been more this? Should I have been more that? Like in life, we really have to step back and reevaluate our decisions, how things are going, and how do we overcome these challenges. So I've spoken to many people within the last really month, and we're all dealing with the same thing. It's changing, it's reevaluating, it's really allowing people to critique us about our business and strategies and people that we have in place and all these different things. So I really encourage you guys, as you get ready for the next year. Change can be challenging, but at the same time, it will also help you really reevaluate things that we do, reevaluate how we run things. Um, so today for me, I have to take a minute and check some things. If I don't like it, what am I going to do to change it? Is it going to make some people uncomfortable? Absolutely. But at the same time, I have to do what's best for me. So I know many of you guys are like, okay, what exactly do you mean today? Today I got a call from the Potomac Mills Mall, and our sales haven't been the greatest at all. And they're like, okay, you're going to have to get your sales up. What is going on? Um, your store looks beautiful. Everything about it looks good. But what has changed? And me being present has changed. And so in that, I now have to see, what does that look like in the day-to-day world. So, at the same time, I have a temporary lease where I am. So I've been there almost 3 years. But even in that space, they could easily say, well, you can stay at the mall, but we need to move you to a different section. So if I don't want to move, or if I want to see change, I am going to have to do things differently. I'm going to have to grind harder. Many of you guys, you always say, hey, we get your text messages every day. But I need also the support. You get the text, you get all that. And in small business, we never, we advertise, we tell people about what we do. We really look to change. People get excited because they're like, oh, Miss Nikki, You're a Black-owned business. We want to support you. But guys, it's the consistency. You got to be present. I have to show up, and I have to figure out, how do I show up as a business coach? How do I show up as a owner of a boutique? How do I show up as a daycare owner and be present? I'm not Jesus. You know what I mean? I can't be all these places at one time. But you have to have people that reflect you, that reflect your character, that reflect who you stand, what you stand for. So all these things I have to reevaluate, and I am being as transparent as I can with you today, that I don't have time. But if you get to a point where you don't want to lose something, you will make the time. So I just encourage you to step back today, reevaluate. What does it look like? What changed in your business? What changed in your life? What changed on your job that causes shifts to happen? Yes, people are buying differently this year. Things aren't the same. People aren't spending. I don't even spend as much as I did prior to this year. For me, in business was the hardest year I've ever had in all of my businesses. So now that the year is almost over, it's time to reevaluate, regroup, reassess some things, and just really show up differently. So I encourage you today that if there are areas in your life that you really, really need to really step back and say, hey, what do I need to do differently? Lord, help me understand the task at hand. And that is where I am today. Yes, I just got a new school building, and probably will move one of my schools over there. So trying to get that done, trying to keep the boutique going. And it sometimes you can feel outstretched. But it's like I'm at a point now where it's like I need a moment to reassess and reflect and go on my own retreat and be like, hey, what do you want to see different? What do you need so you can function? And that's what I am asking you as well. If you felt like I feel right now, or you've been through that moment when you had to reassess some things and make some changes, I would love to hear about what you did. But I'm just telling you right now, guys, it is time to reassess, reevaluate your life, your business, if you're in leadership, really see what the shift that needs to happen. And so you're going to hear me talk a little bit more about shift changes, and really see what needs to shift, what needs to change. So I am just in this place today, just trying to figure out, what do I need to do differently? What do I need to do to get my businesses back on track? All right. One, yes, pray. One is take a minute to reassess. Look at the numbers, guys. Many of us, we don't like to look at numbers. We don't like to look at where we are. The one thing I can honestly say about my husband, he is the king of numbers. Numbers don't lie. And he will take a minute. He will reassess. He will look to see where we are, where we're going, what we need. That's the accounting side of him. And his thing is, I'm not moving until it's time to move. So in that, guys, really take a minute over these next few days of 2023, and really let's reassess. Let's look at, what do we need to do? What shifts do we need to make? How do we need to move differently? All right. So I love you guys. If you would like to work with me so we can work together on figuring out how we're going to make these shift changes in our business and our lives, then make sure you email me at info@NicoleLBrown.com. Some of you guys are like, I'm ready to start coaching with you, but I'm not ready. And I promise you, you are ready. If you're even thinking about it, if you're even at a place where you're like, man, I need to join our program so bad, then don't be afraid. Take the leap, take the jump, so we can all work together. With being a part of this group, you get accountability. Just in our group today, one of the people in our group, they were having a really rough time. Man, they expressed how they felt, and everybody is pouring into them and they're encouraging them. They're like, hey, take a rest, take a break. And sometimes we need to just take a minute to reassess and reshape some things and what we need to do. All right. I love you guys. Have a great day. I will probably see you next Wednesday. We will see. I will be in Poland visiting my son and his wife for the holidays. So I'm going to try and hop on and check in with you guys and just see how you're doing. If nothing else, I may post about what we're doing as a family and keep you guys in touch and in the flow. But during that time, yes, it's also a chance for me to really rest, to really take a minute and do some self reflecting myself, even regarding my own business and things I got going on too. So I would love to hear more. Email me at info@NicoleLBrown. Tell me about your experience, what you're facing. You know, let's just chat. Even if you're not in my program, I would just love to hear from you. All right. Have a great day. Happy Wednesday. Live on purpose, live with purpose.